Hello everyone, for this video we will be discussing the Miyo Mini version 2 and let's see if this is the right device for you. Because right now I think there are a lot of sale coming out since this is the Christmas season. And I have been using this device for quite some time now and I made it as my daily driver because of how small it is. It's really compact. As you can see, this is the case of this Miyo Mini, and this is a good quality case. And just look at how small it is. It can really fit my pocket, and I can really bring it anywhere. Okay, since this is a very cheap device, I think it's only $40 to $50 right now. If you will compare it to some of the Anbernic or the Pau Kiddy, I think this is the cheapest with a good emulation. This one is made out of plastic, as I have said earlier. You need to protect it if you will play for long periods of time, or if you're outside, I think you have to be very careful so that it will not slip in your hand. Although this is made out of matte plastic, so it has a good grip to it. And I highly suggest that you get a tempered glass. I think the screen is not Gorilla Glass, so it would really break easily if you drop it somewhere. So as soon as you got your Miyo Mini, probably get a tempered glass. Also, the buttons are good. They have a good feel to it. My only gripe are two things with the buttons. The D-pad is quite squishy. I hope you can hear it. It's a bit squishy, and sometimes I'm not feeling confident using it. Unlike the Anbernic D-pad, it's quite better compared with the Miyo Mini. Although they have the same size, but this one is quite has that bite on the button. It's a bit hard to press compared with this one. And I still like the feel of this kind of D-pad. Another problem I found is this shoulder buttons. It's really difficult to press, especially if you are playing PlayStation 1 games that really utilizes these 4 buttons. But for the Game Boy Advance system, you will only use the R and the L buttons. So yeah, if you have a lot of emulation for PlayStation 1, those are some of the downside of this gaming device. Also, what I like about it is you can easily replace the battery. It's easily removable. As you can see, there is just this PH 2.0 connector that connects this battery. So this is just a generic one. You can just find it here in, I think, Banggood or AliExpress, or in the Philippines would be Lazada or Shopee. So you can easily replace it if it has a problem. Unlike the other devices, especially of Anbernic, it's difficult to get the battery. You really need to remove the screws, or if it has a warranty tag on those screw, you have to remove it just to get the battery. But with this one, it's easily removable. Okay, another good thing is the screen. I cannot stress it enough on how good the screen is. So let's look at the screen of these 3 devices. You judged it based on how you perceive it, but as I'm looking at it now, although as you can see it's a bit bright on the screen because of the cam, this is pixel dense. The RG285M. This is pixel dense, and some of the person, like this person, it's a bit stretched upwards because of the real estate of the screen. But with this Miyo Mini, it's how I saw it when I was playing this on my Game Boy Advance system. Similarly, the RG285, the 351V has a similar real estate with the Miyo Mini. But as you can look at it, since this is a bigger screen, you really can see the pixels of those flowers, of the trees, of the house. That is the only downside of using a bigger screen compared with a smaller pixel dense screen like the Miyo Mini. Also, the colors are muted with the Ambernic compared with the Miyo Mini, wherein it pops, like the color really pops in your eyes. I hope you can see it. I think I cannot properly show it, but with this Miyo Mini, I already turned on the color correction, but still the color pops out of the screen, and for me it looks good, and I prefer this kind of screen. But some people would really, it's based on preference, they do like the screen of the Anbernic RG38051V. Mouthful names. So that is the screen. Now let's look at the speaker. So this is quite loud. Okay, I turned it off. That is the loudest of the Miyo Mini. Again, the Anbernic RG285M has a better sound compared to the Miyo Mini. That is a bit of the price to pay for being very, very cheap. Again, let's look at this 351V, and let's look at it. It's a bit bright. The sound of the Miyo Mini is a bit brighter compared with the RG351V, but it is at the highest. Yeah, sound is similar between the two. So yeah, let's try to turn it off. When it comes to sound, the 351V and the Miyo Mini is a bit similar. I think still the RG285M has the better sound because it is stereo. As you can see here, there are two speaker grills, which is why this has a better sound. And I would really prefer this between the three. Okay? Let's turn on the lights. Okay. So when it comes to sound and the audio quality, the Miyo Mini is not too far behind these two devices that are a bit pricier. So when it comes to the screen, I think the Miyo Mini is not too far behind between these three devices. I think this is a good screen. And with the sound, although it is not good, it's not too far behind with this pricier unit. Battery life, my usage of probably 2 to 3 hours of gaming in a day, I would probably charge it a third day. The battery is quite strong, and sometimes I just press the power button and leave it like this, and the next day the battery is still on and I just continue my game. Unlike with the RG285, I cannot do that. See? Because this is Linux and it doesn't have an off button. So you have to really exit the menu just to turn off or to suspend your gaming. And it's quite annoying and I don't like that. That is why I don't use this RG285M anymore, and I really preferred the Miyo Mini right now. This is small, it can fit your pocket, you can bring it anywhere, and you can play all of this Game Boy system, Game Boy Advance game. That is my favorite system among other retro consoles. So, if you would ask me, and if you would really compare this to, if you're looking for a device that can play more than PlayStation 1 game, just like PSP and Sega Genesis, this RG351V can play those emulators. Let's try to show you. There are a lot of systems in this gaming device, such as Nintendo DS, if you really play those kind of games. You also have PC Engine, Pico, PlayStation, PSP. Yeah, ports, COM, VM, Sega Genesis, Sega Mega Drive. What else? Dreamcast. You can also play Dreamcast here. There are a lot of things that you can play with this device, but at the cost of a pricier unit and a bigger device. Now, if you're looking for a pocket-friendly device that you can play from PlayStation 1 and below, you will never go wrong with the Miyo Mini version 2. This is quite a good device, and it is living up to its hype for 2022. And I cannot stress it enough on how good it is for the price that I paid it for. So if you're looking for a device that you can play for probably the next couple of years, look into the Miyo Mini version 2, and I think you will never go wrong. And you will really be satisfied on your device. Now, the only limitations is these buttons here and the buttons at the back. You can replace it. You can buy online for a for a third-party buttons. I think Sakura Gaming sells it in the US and in the UK. In the Philippines, I think some are printing it, 3D printing it in 3D resin. You can probably replace all of these buttons, because that is only the downside that I saw with this device. So, I would highly recommend you to get this Miyo Mini version 2 to add to your collection of your retro gaming device. So we will end the video here. Hope this video helped you to decide if you were gonna get this as your new gaming device. And as always, see you on the next one. Happy gaming. Bye-bye.